pleads not guilty. And count 4, espionage, trying to steal the Colonel's secret recipe, pleads not guilty. My client, T.O. Piggy, is brought before this panel to face egregious charges against the Uniform Code of Military Justice. As the smell of wood-burning fire and bacon grease pierces the air as we sit here now, it's difficult to believe that this little piggy can even stand a fair trial in impartial circumstances. If the panel is able to pause for just a moment and cast aside your cravings for barbecue pork sandwiches and sweet honey barbecue sauce, I would like to present to you a story. This story will present to you compelling evidence that, in fact, crimes have been committed here. This story involves a cover-up. It's extremely deep. It involves prosecution witnesses and maybe even the prosecutor himself. We will present to you compelling evidence that the crimes committed, admittedly heinous in nature, all leads back to one bovine creature. Evidence will support that these crimes were not committed by T.O. Piggy, but in fact were carried out by Seaman Leo Simon Cowbell. Simon Cowbell is enlisted in the United States Navy and is a bunkmate of Seaman T.O. Piggy aboard the USS Growler. Simon Cowbell is the heir to a fast food chain called the Eat More Chicken Emporium, also known as Chick-fil-A. Simon Cowbell has long been associated with the bovine mafia, and I will present to you today compelling evidence that these crimes were committed by Simon Cowbell, and that all of these charges should be dropped and considered hogwash.
Yes, sir.
This person doesn't know that she's being called to the stand, but I'm going to have to ask Miss Lunsford to come to the witness stand, please. Hey, buddy.
Your Honor, the prosecution objected this witness. We've not given proper notice of the witness list and have not had time to dispose of or depose this witness.
Well, counsel, in light of the short amount of time we have tonight, and I'm going to allow it. Miss Lunsford.
Okay. Miss Lunsford, have a seat. Thank you. Miss Lunsford, how did you get here tonight?
I drove
You drove. What did you drive?
my truck.
Your truck. Do you ride motorcycles?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Yes.
Are these motorcycles sometimes referred to as choppers?
Yes.
Are these motorcycles sometimes referred to as hogs?
Yes.
Do you like pigs? Do you have anything against pigs?
No, sir, I do not.
Ma'am, do you like chicken?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever eaten at the Eat More Chicken Emporium, also known as Chick-fil-A?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I'd like to present a photograph to the court and ask if you recognize that person as Leo Simon Cowbell.
I haven't met him personally, but I've seen him.
You've seen him?
Yes.
And you have no relationship to Mr. Cowbell, is that
Well,
correct?
he led one of our rides one time.
He did?
A couple times, actually.
Gotcha. Ma'am,
Counsel, may I see your pictures that you're presenting?
and we can pass them around to the jury.
Oh,
I would
my.
also like to present
Counsel.
into evidence
Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my.
Ms. Lunsford, I think the evidence would show that do, in fact, know Mr. Cowbell. Do you eat chicken sandwiches?
Yes,
Do you prefer grilled or fried?
grilled.
Grilled waffle. Do you enjoy waffle fries?
Yes.
Hand-spun milkshakes.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful, man. That's all the questions that I have for you tonight.
Thank you.
Counsel, do you have another witness?
I don't have any more witnesses, but I would like to enter some more evidence in here. One of which came to us just today, by the way, that it was a billboard that proves that my client had nothing to do with stealing the Colonel's recipe. And I would like to present this to the court as a photograph of a billboard with part of Mr. Cowbell's family members and a message that was written on the billboard on the interstate that says, "Your secret is not safe with us, Colonel." And to the charge of stealing the Colonel's recipe, I would like to enter this into evidence. And this is, in fact, a picture of Mr. Cowbell and how he infiltrated the USS Growler and posed as T.L. Piggy and actually flashed the countersign of "we."
Is that all the way home, Counsel?
Yes, ma'am. That is in fact all good. Second to last piece of evidence that I would like to put in. This piece of evidence was taken from T.L. Piggy's room the night that he was apprehended. And as you can see, this comes from the Cowbell family with the message attached to it that you need to keep your mouth shut, little Piggy.
It's called.
And the final piece of evidence that I would like to show to the court tonight is a document that was taken out of Mr. Simon Cowbell's room on the night of the crime. It's entitled "The Cowbell Manifesto." And if it pleases the court, I will read this manifesto to the court. You want answers? You want the truth. You can't handle the truth. We live in a world that has stalls, and those stalls have to be guarded by cows with guns. Who's going to do it? You? You, Petty Officer Corleone Lunsford? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for T.L. Piggy and you curse the military. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that this crime, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth. Because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me in that stall. You need me in that stall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone to a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a group who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom I provide, then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd rather you just say thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a hoot what you think you're entitled to. Did I order the code red? Oh yeah, I ordered the code red.
Not guilty! Not guilty!
Rebuttal. Your Honor.
Is it necessary, Counsel?
Well, it was obvious. I would call this defense presentation a bunch of bull. But this Cowbell character is probably just a steer. So we can't trust anything that comes from this side of the table.
Hold on one second. Is this Simon Cowbell ready to ready to, what's the word?
We're gonna need
Testify.
to switch the barbecue over to brisket.
Is Simon Cowbell here to testify?
He is not here to testify. We've been unable to apprehend Mr. Cowbell.
So you actually have no proof that these things actually belong to Seaman Recruit Piggy?
Just the photographs, ma'am. Just the evidence.
Just facts.
They look doctors.
See? Nice.
Roasted cake.
Photoshop.
Chief
Photoshop.
Petty Officer, do you have anything else?
I believe we presented more than adequate case for conviction.
Defense counsel, I appreciate your grandstanding here and your use of the hog terms. I myself ride a hog. Didn't appreciate it. However, sir,
Uh-oh, yeah. Career limiting move.
on count one, this court is ready to, I hate it, I really do.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Guilty!
On count one,
Roast him!
Roast him!
Obviously, a bunch of liberals in the audience.
Let's have some hamburger!
ACLU's here.
Roast them. Amnesty to the pig.
take your
I want the burger!
Hold this.
Remove her from the courtroom.
You say hello to my little friend.
On count one, this court finds the defendant, Seaman Recruit, TL Piggy, aka this little piggy, guilty as charged and is sentenced to the maximum sentence, death by butchering.
Yummy!
On count two, the defendant is found guilty of, as charged, and ordered to the maximum sentence of death by cooking.
Woo! Can't kill twice.
Yeah.
Put him in the sauna.
Count three, the defendant is also found guilty and charged to the maximum sentence of death by barbecue.
Yay!
Wee, all the way home.
Head objects. Head objects. Head.
People
On
eating
count
tasty
five,
animals?
espionage. The court finds the defendant guilty. The maximum sentence of death by being the main course.
Cannibalism.
That'll taste delicious.
Let him have one long last good smoke too.
Counsel, I suggest that you get with your client and say a little prayer that he
It's good.
goes to pig heaven.
Appeals court. We gotta go to the appeals court.
Your Honor,
Yes,
We're gonna appeal.
Squeals court. Squeals court.
my consigliere prematurely carried out the sentence.
It's a viewpoint.
If there's nothing else from anyone in this courtroom, this court is adjourned.
All rise.
Yes, sir. Stand up and please state your name, sir.
Well, I have to remain unidentified as I am in the Secret Service